Now to the latest Twitter controversy and the alleged decision by the company to downplay tweets promoting a news article that was potentially damaging to the Biden presidential campaign. Was there an impact on the outcome of the election? That is the central question swirling around the Twitter files. What Elon Musk is calling a series of tweets by an independent journalist late last Friday. Correspondent Kelly Meyer is live for us. So, Kelly, what do these tweets reveal?
Well, Nichole, the so-called Twitter files, as you said, raising some concerns from those on Capitol Hill. And now the man vying to be the next House Speaker is calling for an investigation into other big tech companies like Facebook and Google.
A series of Twitter posts shaking up social media. A long thread now being dubbed the, quote, Twitter files, bringing back into the spotlight the company's controversial decision 3 weeks before the 2020 election to limit access to a New York Post article about the contents of Hunter Biden's laptop. The journalist behind it says the tweets are based on thousands of internal documents obtained by sources at Twitter, but have not been independently verified by NewsNation. The journalist alleging Twitter suppressed stories based on petitions from Democrats and Republicans, but favored Democrats. Twitter says it blocked the story based on the company's hacking material policy. Critics say the company was censoring the news. And within days, Twitter's then CEO Jack Dorsey reversed the decision.
We didn't know what to believe. We didn't know what was true.
A former Twitter site integrity head says at the time, the story set off alarm bells of a Russian hack, but ultimately said it was a mistake to bar it. One tweet from the Twitter files thread showing a text apparently from Democratic Congressman Ro Khanna to a Twitter exec saying the move to block the story was generating huge backlash on Capitol Hill. Today, he told NewsNation, quote, I felt Twitter's actions were a violation of First Amendment principles, so I raised those concerns. The Twitter files also aiming to draw a connection between the treatment of the Biden campaign by some at Twitter. One tweet reading, one executive would write to another, quote, more to review from the Biden team. The reply would come back, quote, handled. Today, the White House responding to the Twitter files, calling them a diversion from internal struggles.
We see this as an interesting or a coincidence, if I may, that he would so haphazardly, Twitter would so haphazardly push this distraction. That is a full of old news, if you think about it. And at the same time, Twitter is facing very real and very serious questions about the rising volume of anger, hate, and anti-Semitism on their platform.
The author of the Twitter files writing that the tools worked for both the Biden campaign and the Trump White House. Trump's team reaching out to Twitter when the former White House spokesperson was locked out of her account for tweeting about the Hunter Biden story. A former Trump campaign staffer writing to Twitter, quote, at least pretend to care for the next 20 days. Over the weekend, former President Trump called for the suspension of the Constitution, saying, quote, a massive fraud of this type and magnitude allows for the termination of all rules, regulations, and articles, even those found in the Constitution. The calls prompting a response from Elon Musk, the new Twitter CEO, who signed off on and advertised the Twitter files release, saying, quote, the Constitution is greater than any president. End of story.
And after broad backlash to saying its rules and laws should be disregarded, today, former President Trump is insisting he doesn't want to terminate the Constitution. Nichole.
All right, Kelly, thank you. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.